It is said that the only constant in life is change. Environments evolve, new generations become the old, champions rise and fall, and through it all, life marches on. And as we approach the first major of the year, we also remember how painful this reality can be. Despite a new setting, the Champions Cup continues to showcase the pinnacle of our sport.
Paige Pierce, Chris Dickerson,
Kristen Tatar, Isaac Robinson.
Could we see another first-time major winner? Or will the greats of our era continue on their path to history? Regardless of who is hoisting the trophy on Sunday, it is assured that that person's life will be changed forever. The 2024 Champions Cup starts now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first MPO Major of the season, Round 1 Front 9 coverage of the 2024 PDGA Champions Cup. BigBarri commentary bringing you the action here at the beautiful, the challenging, the relentless Northwood Park.
Man, you hit all those things perfectly. This place is an absolute bugger out there. I mean, you have to throw it dead straight on almost every hole. Kicks are going to be in plentiful. Paul McBeth coming out off of a pretty good tournament, and his statistics are looking solid.
Best finish of the season for Paul last week, second place at the Music City Open, and he's looking to take some momentum into the first major of the season. Eagle McMahon, folks, he is back from his surgery and from the disc switch, so he is playing his first tournament under the MVP brand. We got Anthony Barela, who has won 3 events this season and is looking to win his first major title. And rounding out this fantastic card, we've got last year's Champions Cup champion and world champion, Isaac Robinson. Just such a pleasure to be here at this course because it is the most mentally grueling track that you play in disc golf. You have to be sharp, you have to be resilient, you have to be patient. And it starts right here with hole 1, one of the more gettable holes on the course, believe it or not, at 455 feet. Just got to find a way to get through this tight gap. There's a straight shot with the backhand and a little tiny minor flex with the forehand out the outside gap. There is out of bounds left the whole way. But if you're looking at this hole, and this is one of the easiest birdie holes on the course, that says something. Right off the bat, we're going to get a check-in with Chris Dickerson, a former Champions Cup champion as well. And look at that late turnover, Paul.
Oh, what a beautiful shot. The new addition of these logs out here over the back. Make sure that those shots don't get punished this year.
Yeah, and you get to get a meter off them as well, so you can get a normal stance. And Chris is off and running with a opening birdie.
First off of the box, from Lawrenceville, Georgia, the defending tournament champion, the reigning world champion, Isaac Robinson.
Thanks to not just Mark Canada, our announcer, but all the people here in the Peoria, greater Peoria area come out here and volunteer for not only this event, but later in summer when we come back for the Ledgestone Insurance Open.
This is looking fantastic. Can he beat those late trees? He doesn't have to.
Great tee shot.
Yeah.
That'll be in C2, but still looking for a birdie.
Next off the tee, from Huntington Beach, California, 6-time world champion, Paul McBeth.
I did say Ledgestone Insurance Open. They just changed the name to Ledgestone over the last couple of years, I believe. Just get that right.
Paul looking like he's just going with a putter. Get it high with a little bitty turn. This is just a play to get it down the middle. Take on those trees.
Yeah.
Really doesn't matter, you know?
That's the one you got to miss down the right side of the fairway.
Next up,
should be in scramble
Boulder,
spot.
Colorado, Eagle McMahon.
So many people Been waiting for this moment. Eagle McMahon's return to disc golf. And a high early or late release, early tree, kicks down to the left side.
Rounding out card number 1 from Scottsdale, Arizona, Anthony Barela.
I feel like I can see a little bit of nerves behind Eagle there with that first shot. I mean,
Absolutely.
He's been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Anthony going with the Luna. It's a different shot for him, though. He definitely has the distance to get there. This has got to break, though.
Wow, it is taking its time, but Paul, he got every bit of the fairway, and that is near bullseye. Unreal.
Wow. That's an incredible tee shot right there. I mean, he pushed the ceiling as high as you could possibly push.
I was about to ask, is he intending for that much height? Whether he is or not, he is through everything, and he is inside 10 feet for the birdie on hole 1 with a putter. Couple scrambles ahead of us here.
We're going to be saying that a lot today.
Yes.
Don't get a kick right, and this will be just fine. Yep.
About 26 feet left for the par for Eagle. And if you're a disc golfer in the last 12 years, all major championships go through that man right there. One of the most prolific winners of majors we've ever seen. Isaac, obstructed putt, put some hyzer on it, chains out left side.
Good save, good scramble.
Yeah, for early tree kick left.
I mean,
walking away with the 3.
Yeah, it was an absolute yank job to the right there. He's lucky to get a par after that tee shot.
Just have to avoid the early kick left because you can find yourself in a double bogey situation. And if you can, throw a putter 445 feet and have that for birdie. "15 players in our field able to start their round off with a birdie. We've seen two of them with Chris and AB. We'll take a look at the leaderboard and you can see many of the other names.
Hole 2, par 4, 580 feet. This one you can throw mid-range putter with these guys, obviously, and then a sidearm flex shot. I don't think you're going to see that, maybe with McBeth, but land anywhere in this area or even beyond it, and then straight shot to the pin. A lot of times it's tough to get in the perfect spot, so you're going to be playing some sort of scramble shot to try to get to circle's edge. Fast green, but really doesn't come into play that much with a difficult hole like this. You just want to get up there anywhere you can.
We're going to see Chris Dickerson again after an ideal drive, just left with the mid. Or is that a putter?
It's a putter.
And it's going to need one more putter to get into the basket for another birdie. There are a lot of similarities in many ways to the W.R. Jackson course and Northwood Black as far as the impetus of hitting the line off the tee.
Yeah, initial gap is very lucrative on a course like this and Jackson, pardon me. And there's that spot that I was talking about. You go a little deep, that's fine, and it's more of a scramble shot from there than just a fairway hit, which is fine out on this course.
If you're going to be left, I mean, if you're going to be long, be left, because then you open up the angle for the second shot, and I think Isaac will be fine with that placement. The tree might be a little bit close to his backhand follow-through. We'll have to see.
One thing we have to note early, I feel like, is the weather for tomorrow. Like this, these are absolute perfect conditions for this course. We won't be seeing that moving forward.
And everyone knows that the weather has been, I mean, we're recording this the night of this round. So we are just hoping and crossing our fingers that the weather holds off tomorrow somehow, but it doesn't look like it's going to. And knowing that gives the players it puts a little bit more pressure on round one. Getting off to a hot start, you can really ride that performance. And Isaac with a little bit of an awkward stance, like I mentioned before, but able to find himself in shallow C2.
Which is like what I was saying with this approach shot. You're fine with that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just all these trees. Even McBeth sneaks in the circle. He's got about a 20-footer, but if he was 30 feet, he would have the same reaction.
Yeah, that was a good shot with the putter.
Eagle, this is pulled a little. There's the kick. He'll be running that.
And AB just slightly outdrives the fairway, but like we said, he's going to have a chance for the forehand turnover with the zone. This is going to be fading out to the right side. That's a pretty scary fast bid from there, and he's going to be deep C2. Interesting to see how aggressive he gets from back there.
He's running it. I'll tell you that right now. This is going to be full send from over there. This green is not very scary. I think he might be a little more hesitant if there was OB behind it.
What? That was not great. That was great.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If there was like OB looming from a roll away or something, but these guys are
he is
way
so
too
confident
good.
at the 30-foot comebacker that,
all these guys.
But that seemed like a hesitant throw from Anthony, and now he is left with, I don't even think he's in C1 yet.
Yeah, maybe just inside C1. Yeah, maybe not. See how long it takes to get there. It doesn't matter.
That was that perfect pace right in the center. Good par pickup for Anthony. I'll head over to McBeth's birdie look from, let's call it 24 feet, maybe even less. And a par for eagle.
So this course starts off with some very gettable holes early. Then the middle of the course is extremely difficult, and then you can end with some more birdies. So it's if you can get some early, please do that.
It starts
Hold on to them as long as you can, and then finish with a bang.
6 to 14 is really that stretch.
Yeah,
it's just, and even this is a par 5. This is one of the par 5s that you're looking to get a birdie on. Even though it is a strange shape and it takes you on a long journey, as we see the drone going down the center, and right when you get here, you got to be careful with the angle and the pace because it can slide down off the fairway and leave a tough approach. But for the most part, it's a pretty wide fairway. At this level, especially for a major championship, you should be expected to give yourself a look for birdie.
You're going to see all kinds of different options. Isaac going with the turnover mid-range, which is a fantastic play. That's so
shaped
good.
Exactly as you want right there. It's in the fairway. Sets him up for another one of those shots with a little bit more stable, maybe a fairway driver for a second.
And then you're going to see McBeth jump up to the fairway driver. And if this stays on Anheuser, it will be perfect.
Oh, it's even better. Even better somehow.
Oh, that's so good. I don't think you'll see fast driver out of this group.
Anthony's going putter.
Maybe in the past we would have seen Anthony try to get all the way to the end or something.
Just to do it, you know.
He's so mature with his game.
No doubt.
Over the last couple seasons, and good with that disc.
Well, so much of these courses is just, and we talked about this. You and I played together today, and you said, I don't care what disc it is. If I'm hitting gaps, what?
Yeah, so there's the fast driver option.
Okay. That's the longest drive you'll ever see on this hole ever. This is typical hole 6 on Northwood Black.
So AB's in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
From what you guys can see. And he's having to go sidearm roller, and this might be tough. Oh, no, this is fantastic.
Yeah, he can work from that. That's a nice shot from back there.
Great.
But to finish my thought, it doesn't matter what disc you've got. If you feel comfortable hitting gaps with it, you can make that disc work on these gaps. It's just so important that you hit the initial gap, which can sometimes be daunting.
And that's another good shot there from Isaac, so far, everybody in position.
Good speed control. That's the main thing going down this slope. And I like this one for Paul too. Just have to be careful with the roll. And it's not going to get one. That's just
as good as they make them.
Yeah, really, the first and second shot for Paul have been ideal.
So Eagle goes 6 billion miles off the tee, and he's left with the sidearm roller.
Very common second shot on this hole. The fairway really lines up for it well, and also a lot of times the forehand roller, once it starts going down that hill, it wants to peel left, which leaves you in position.
Is this going to turn? No. Oh, good little kick there. That will give him a 60-footer.
2 better kicks, really.
And this hole is, well, this course in general will give you a lot of awkward little looks. Like even where they are with this approach shot, those trees are offset perfectly to where nothing fits through there, right? It's only like a 5 to 6 foot gap, even though it looks big.
And even after Paul has thrown ideal first and second shot, he still is left with a tricky little flex play, and he's still outside the circle.
This is your best option. Be far right, because then you can turn the putter in, slide it to circle, and
there we go.
Yep. But that's a good example of being that far left, then you can kind of negate that weird offsetting trees.
AB from range, perfect height, just sliding to the right side. Paul to capture the birdie from C2. Perfect putt. Very well played hole. I didn't even dislike his approach. That's how this course is. It's a hole that you do think that you can get a pretty, I don't know, generally a good birdie look on the hole when you play it well, but sometimes you just don't. I don't know how else to put it. Slightly awkward putt.
That was all on the approach. A little too much speed coming in there, and it looked like he kind of pulled it off his intended line as well. If that's on target, he runs right into that big old log behind him, and he's got to tap in.
So AB stays at 1 under. And that birdie right there for Isaac gets him to 2 under par. You call these early birdies buffer strokes. It's really what they feel like in a way. I mean, you just know at some point it's going to bite you. Can you withstand the storm with the birdies that you get early in the round? So 9 players in the field able to get 2 of the first 3 birdies. And we've got 2 of those players on this card as we're going down hole 4, formerly known as hole 7 for Northwood Black. 325-foot straight shot. There's basically 2 routes, the forehand mini flex and the backhand hyzer flip. Actually, it's also a mini flex for the backhand as well.
Hyzer flip to late turn.
Yes.
See, watch this. Oh, late turn.
Oh my goodness. I had the pleasure of playing with Niklas last round at the Music City Open, and he said, I've never played Northwood before. And everyone in the car just turned and looked at him and they said, oh boy, you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Just his game suits this style of course so well. He loves the hyzer flip straight shot. And this is the backdoor
turn
backhand.
Too much, yeah. You either want to do what Niklas did or be okay with just hyzering out early, because otherwise you're going to be taking on a lot of trees. So see how he's going straight hyzer the whole way?
Yep. And
he doesn't get through, but that gap's, I feel like, bigger. It doesn't get you to park, but it gets you to circle, inside circle 2. This is early.
ooh, trouble for Anthony.
Yeah, and that's bogey territory. It gets very skinny over there.
And we've got double trouble.
Even a hole like this one, which is really one of the only muskets on the course.
But this is a musket?
Well, it's, you know,
Oh, boy.
325 feet. And
Yeah, I mean, this is still the tightest hole on any course that you play.
Well, what I mean by that is you would think that there wouldn't be trouble. So your worst case, you would think as a player
Yeah.
is going to be par.
Yeah.
You just hit the gap, you're getting a par. So there's no fear moving forward. I feel like that makes the birdie easier.
Well, that being said, this is the most birdied hole of the first 4.
Oh, well, I thought I was digging myself a hole there.
No, you weren't.
Okay.
And it's tied for the 3rd most birdied hole on the course.
Okay. Whew.
Oh, and Paul looked like that was going to be a great bid, but there was a big tree in the way. Eagle hasn't been able to find the fairway yet. This long putt for the par. Decent effort. AB needs to make this one to avoid going back to even.
Ooh. How good is that?
He's really, really good at disc golf, it turns out, this season. And last season. And ever since he was 8.
He's always been good at this, yeah. We'll have to agree with that. That was a beautiful putt.
I would be willing to bet that for his age group, he's been the best player in the world ever since he started playing tournaments.
Yeah.
He won Am Worlds when he was 15, I think.
14 or 15, yeah.
Pretty impressive. Paul, it's funny that you say that is a musket because it is the only hole until hole 15, 16, and 17 that average under par.
Okay.
95 players, 95 of the best players in the world at a major championship in perfect conditions, and that was one of the 4 holes on the course that averaged below par.
Talk about a butt clincher.
Isaac is the guy to throw the butt clincher. That is such a tough tee shot.
Yeah, it's just such a tough flight, especially when you get a little headwind coming up there. Then you're like, do I throw stable? Do I throw flippy?
And Paul, wow, okay. I thought he initially got through the gap, but that hard kick to the right, I think, is out of bounds. It's not. It's safe. Wow, that is a good break. This one's not going to be so lucky.
Well, the good thing is there is a drop zone, so
Yes.
you can move up and have about 180 feet into the pin.
The
maybe
drop
less.
zone is optional. You may go where you cross out of bounds, but for early kicks like AB just got and the one that Eagle's about to receive,
Kick.
minus that greatest kick of all time. Oh my God. Okay, Eagle. You know, they can't all be bad breaks. That was wild. He's got a birdie look with that. But sometimes the drop zone is advantageous, as it will be for.
Oh wow! Look at this shot from McBeth. What a great scramble!
Mm-hmm.
Intimidating shot. Too much turn, you're done. Not enough turn, you can hit that side and
Easily.
then roll out
Yep.
of bounds to the
Yep.
right.
Matches the ankle perfectly.
Jump putt. This has got to get down.
Yeah.
There's
It's a long
room.
jump putt.
Yeah, and there's room to the left for you could roll out of bounds there too, past the logs.
Oh, Isaac, great hyzer bid. And that's a good look there. could see. And now Eagle McMahon, this would be just, what a birdie this would be.
What are those? Is it, we just call that a barrier?
Yeah. It's a wall of logs.
Typically, you'll see maybe one birdie, but mostly you're going to see like 2 pars, 2 bogeys. It seems like
it's a daunting hole. I mean, the tee shot is always intimidating. At least it has always been for me.
Oh, me too.
And it's always felt that way for my card mates as well. But it's really pretty. It's a very engaging gap. When you hit that gap down the middle, you feel really good about yourself. Look at that. We've got 3 players who are 3 under through 5, and one of those being Cupcake.
Yeah.
Good start for the young man. So we fly up the fairway on another challenging par 4, hole 6, 732 feet. You want to land somewhere around here if you can with a backhand turnover or a really big forehand. And then you're still left with about 350 feet through the woods. Got a lot of trees here in that 60-foot range, so it has to be a precise shot or getting a little bit lucky to get down into the green and get a look for the birdie. And now it needs to move right. It looks like it is.
I mean,
maybe not quite enough.
But you'll take it, you know?
Sure. I mean, anything past, there's basically those 2 trees at the top of the hill that once you split that field goal, you're happy with it. You feel like you're not going to be taking a bogey, but Paul can't necessarily say that right now. He's behind a wall.
Yeah, one thing to explain about these fairways is they're so small that even great shots off the tee that look fantastic aren't necessarily in the fairway. Sometimes you can land right behind something that looks like the fairway, but the fairway's actually slimmer than that. Eagle has hit the fairway, but even from there, he's going to have some sort of very tricky. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like he's actually in a fairway there because there's no trees around him and he can chip something around the corner. Now, if he wants to get aggressive and go to the hole,
that would be incredible from back there.
Doable to get into circle 2, I think, but you have to get crazy aggressive to where it makes the fairway even smaller.
And Paul connects on a little twizzle, a big forehand turnover. This would be best case scenario, I think, with this shot.
I think best case for him is he could get to the hole.
Yeah, I can't doubt that. It would be foolish of me to doubt that. The angle and the distance make it unlikely, but you're right. He could do it. Paul now is just hoping to walk away with a bogey. From back there with the forehand play, it is just an incredibly tall task to imagine shaping that, going up the hill, all of that. And look at Isaac attacking the tightest line available, getting through everything.
That's crazy
and
aggressive.
He's just outside circle 2, but going through that tight line is pretty wild.
Now remember, he doesn't have the scramble forehand, so that could have been like one of the only options.
Correct. Now Eagle, after the great tee shot, his second shot's got Promise, and
it's okay.
Promise got chopped down by a tree.
Tight little shot here. Gets away with it.
Big time gets away with it. And Paul's not necessarily dead yet. He can make him from range. This would be incredible par. It's going to go over the top and long.
Good line on it, though.
Certainly was. Eagle just going to go with a little flick of the wrist.
I think that looked funny. It looked like he's watched where it came out of, like, wait.
And Isaac, that bid for birdie comes up short.
And this can't be birdied like a bunch. right? This is a toughie. This is going to average over par for sure.
Surprisingly, this is hole 6. I'm sorry, I was looking at 9 because it normally is hole 9. I'm just a little bit off. Yeah, we've got 11 total birdies on it.
So that tells you, like, it's fine. Get to the fairway, get a par, and you're getting strokes on people in the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes out here where that's the game plan. I mean, you basically can control one shot. Your tee shot, you try to come up with a good game plan, forehand, backhand. What can I keep this thing in the middle with? But after that, man, it's just, you're rolling the dice for a while. Onto a hole that you may remember from the 2019 World Championships. This is hole 7, par 4, 552 feet. How could you ever forget James Conrad just attacking this with a high-speed driver and getting all the way down here for the big eagle look? Most players are just going to try to figure out a way to chip up a tee shot. Not even really getting much off the tee is fine as long as you're in the middle, because the second shot is what you can see. It's just dead straight down the low ceiling tunnel the whole way. And if you are even slightly off the tee, you're just not going to take a birdie more than likely.
Fantastic play there from Isaac.
An eagle going for the hyzer play, and that needs to get left. Yeah, he's going to like that.
AB going with a fast driver, and that's going to work.
Fast driver. Oh, that is that. Man, I will never not think that thing's a buzz. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It just looks like...
I guess it's not a fast driver, but it's faster than...
It's faster than I would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're seeing what everyone else is essentially doing. They're just playing the hyzer so they can throw the next straight shot with a putter, maybe a mid.
I mean, look at this little daunting shot, though.
It's got to be precise.
Oh, and this looks like it's going to be. Give it a skip. Yeah, that's
kind of surprised he didn't get a counter skip off that little tiny knoll there in the fairway, but yeah, he's got to look. Oh, eagle overturned. And you're really at the grace of what kind of look you've got from there, because it can turn into a bogey so easy if you're off the fairway.
I think we all know where this is going.
A little short.
It's okay.
He's still the guy that if someone has to throw a backhand to throw that shape, he's probably the guy I sub in for that situation.
Yeah. Even though this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He might be changing my mind in a year. I still need some time. Isaac's got 2 major titles under his belt. So Eagle does have just a putter up, so he's gotten away with potential danger. And it'll be a tap in par. Meanwhile, McBeth from 50 feet for birdie. Well played.
Sneaks it over the rim. Right amount of hyzer on it.
Yep.
You got to be careful when you hit the rim on these baskets. They're really heavy chains, and if they pop up too high, they can come back at you.
They push out quite a bit, yeah. You like them because these things can really gobble up a putt. You can bring a lot of pace into them, and they don't really spit many out. But like you said, if they're soft, that's usually the weak point of the Mach-X catching is anything high and anything low that's soft. Usually you're not quite sure about what it's going to do. Isaac with a par, AB with a nice birdie.
just been a little bit off. He made one long one, but usually see him eat those little steppers up just outside the circle. He's going to have to clean that up, especially on this course. You're going to find yourself right around circle's edge a lot.
The putt is so valuable on this course. I find myself every time I play here, I think if this putt means more than a putt in any other course. Do you know what I mean by that?
Absolutely, yeah.
As we're flying over hole 8, there is a left side that is opened up on this hole that hasn't quite been as open in the years past. 400-foot, low ceiling par 3. A lot of players are going to go down the middle with something high speed, probably a hyzer flip of some sort. But there is that left side route that's open. And there's the hyzer flip down the middle. James Conrad 3 under through 7. And he's got a good look to make it 4 under through 7.
Ooh, little win, a little deep there.
What?
My mouth said it. I didn't.
And James makes
putt.
good
With a little putt there. Nice shot.
And you gotta love seeing the James gallop. AB switching his play to the backhand. He's gone forehand on this in the years past. And unable to control the height or the line. It looks like McBeth appears to be lining up this left side. And he's going with the roller.
I like this play a lot.
Very common play.
If he can hit those, otherwise he needs to hit a house. That's tough. Kind of a bad break, really, that he doesn't hit anything. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't missed it yet, but from back there, it is very challenging.
What's nice about the roller play is that
that's
sometimes
the scary
you can
thing
get
about it.
Shot up to 70 feet in the air. Do you see that wall in front of the basket? And if you throw an accurate enough shot, it'll just stop it right there next to the pin. So very common play, even eagle lining it up. Just needs to get understable quick.
And get through it all.
Man.
Almost.
That's just a course maintenance issue. That's just some low-hanging limbs that aren't attached that eagle's roller connected with. And AB.
Not great.
Not a good second shot. It seemed like he was a little bit unbalanced.
Very overstable, and that's, you can't put too much speed into this green. You think that it to the naked eye, it doesn't look like a fast green, but this is one of the fastest greens on the course.
AB from distance to save the par.
See, even his miss right there, that's 20 feet.
Yeah. You saw Simon hit a very similar putt last year from the same spot. Nose up for eagle and not enough.
Paul McBeth can't quite get it up.
I think you can kind of see that little slope here, though.
That's gradual, but back there, you're just like, oh, no problem.
It's not just gradual. It leads to a rough. And Isaac's par putt is not good. And that will be a bogey for him.
Unforced error for sure. Yeah, maybe 18 feet for AB there.
But the fact remains, he hit a lot of chains and still made it to 15 to 18 feet deep. If he doesn't connect in chains, that's a very scary putt from 60 feet like he had. If he airmails it, he's back there where Isaac and McBeth just missed their putts. So 2 pars and 2 bogeys. I believe that was Isaac's first bogey of the round.
Was.
So Conrad, Cupcake, and now Casey White at 4 under through 8. Incredibly hot starts. Those are 4 buffer strokes.
Hole 9, this is a new hole. Par 4, 723 feet. Any out the hand, land anywhere right in here. Or with these guys, if you want to push it, you can. Out of bounds left and right the whole way in. The out of bounds also wraps around the basket. Your approach shot's going to be anywhere from 360 to 400 feet in if you're just throwing a controlled shot into the fairway.
And here we have Niklas Antila going for the gentle breaking left to right backhand late turn, just exactly as you'd expect him, just right down the middle.
So yeah, from there, that's probably 350, maybe less. He got all of it.
He did.
This looks like a roller play. Oh, I never know if it's his flippy roller, you know?
And this is fading out to that left side. Needs to put the brakes on. Oh, wow. And he is going to be safe, straddling the line. Now Chris has got to force a low ceiling flex play, or maybe a roller, Paul. Just kidding. But I agree. He does trick you with that look. That's
pretty good from there.
About 40 feet short. Niklas just rocking the approach shot to sleep.
He might have been even 300 feet. He got over 400 off that first shot.
I believe that was his tactic on the approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Call it 3 under.
Great scramble birdie there for Chris.
And great playing for him last weekend. Love to have a good finish coming into a major the week before. And Niklas also
is the best finish.
Currently he is. So now to our feature group. And if this holds,
he doesn't like it.
It's going to be similar to what Chris's did. If it can stay in, oh, it's so similar. It is so similar. You might even be in the same spot.
Too heavy.
And this can, yeah.
On the turn, he needs help from one of those trees.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get it.
You gets the exact opposite. Well, this initially appeared to be not what AB was looking for, and ultimately it is not what he is looking for. And Isaac just doing exactly what you'd think he would.
Great shot. Now, Eagle's going to be right at that 400-foot mark, I think.
If not more. I mean, yeah. This is back there.
Good result, I think, for where that could have been heading.
Just almost a shot so far back that you're content with just saying, okay, bogey. I don't really know if the odds are worth playing with to try to save the par from back there. Now, AB's got a slight glimmer of hope, but he kicks left and it goes back OB. And not only that, he might not have a look to get around the corner to try to save the double.
Ooh, and this is high.
AB
he misses everything though. Look at this shot. That's just McBeth stuff right there.
McBeth magic. Now back to the center of the fairway with Isaac Robinson's tee shot. And this is leaking a little left.
A lot left.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Right in the circle.
He's been challenged from that range a few times this round.
Yeah, so I would give him a 7 on the attempt from his spot.
Yeah, in the circle.
With his
always
skills,
great.
With his skill set, too.
In the circle, putting for birdie, that's automatically worst case scenario. It's a 7. Can't do worse than 7. That's a good putt. A really good bogey save.
Yes.
Stepping it in there. It is a wild sight seeing Eagle McMahon donning the MVP logo. And yeah, just
little off.
Yeah, just a little off. Just a little bit off.
Looks like a good stroke, just doesn't hook up in time. About 2 inches from being in there.
So as soon as it left his hand, he was already leaning left, knowing that it didn't really have a good chance. So Anthony Barela with the double bogey. That's how he closes out his front nine. So he goes to 2 over par. Meanwhile, Casey White, best front nine in the entire field at 5 under. Only 3 players at 4 under. 3 under is a much more popular score, but you're going to see a bunch of people at 2, which is keeping you in it. It's a good score.
Yeah, I think so. The name of the game is hit the initial gap, make your putts, try to get as many pars as you can. Birdies will come, hopefully. So are the bogeys. So the more birdies you have, it evens it all out. But they're tough to get out here. We see these guys being challenged on every single hole, and can't wait to see how they attack the back 9.
Yeah, we're going to see some of the hardest holes in the sport of disc golf on this next 9. And we're going to see maybe the last 9 holes not in rain for the weekend. I'm not sure yet. None of us know. We're hoping that's not the case. But we got a sunny back 9 coming to you. Stick around. More disc golf to come.